welcome to the ASTD Program Teaser Podcast Series. I am your host, Tom Deinzer, from the ASTD Niagara Frontier Board of Directors. And with me is Sue McMullen, our new president of the chapter. Morning, Sue.
Good morning. Hello, everyone.
We are excited to launch this new series, which will provide you with a preview of our programs, which we hope will spark your interest in the great sessions and topics we have lined up for you this year. Each month, we will interview the speaker who will be presenting at our monthly program, and we'll ask them to give us a taste of what the presentation will be all about. On September 16th, Patricia McGee is our speaker, and she was gracious enough to give us a few more minutes of her time to tell us about her upcoming presentation. Pat, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Before we discuss your topic for September 16th, tell us a little bit about what you do in your background.
Certainly, I'd be glad to. I'm a certified coach. I'm a business coach and have my own coaching and training company, McGee Coaching. I do team building and communication skills, but my real specialty is supervisor and manager training for folks who are promoted in organizations that don't have supervisor and manager training programs. I came up through the ranks of the service sector myself, and I know how challenging it can be at times to be promoted without a mentor or without any guidance. And because there are so many organizations that require that, I've really made that the focus of my business.
Thanks, Patricia. We're really happy to have you with us today and as our presenter to kick off this season. The title of your presentation is The Center of the Hourglass, Middle Management, Sink or Swim. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means and what you have in store for us on September 16th? I'm very excited. Can't wait.
Thank you. Well, the Center of the Hourglass is just a visual representation of what it means to be a middle manager. There's all of the folks at the top who have the vision of the organization. There's a field level that has to execute the organization's vision. And it's the middle managers in the center of that hourglass who are expected to turn the vision into reality. Very often, when middle managers are promoted without training, they are put in a sink or swim situation where they have to figure it out by trial and error. And that's a very costly thing for an organization when that middle manager is potentially unsuccessful or has a long learning curve. Organizations believe that they're in a growth mode these days. The recession is behind us. And statistically, 51% of organizations think their growth is accelerating. But when you ask HR folks if they believe that their middle managers can meet their company's goals, 53% of them say they're unsure. And why is that? Well, it's because so many middle managers are untrained and promoted without that kind of support and guidance. And so if we give middle managers methods and practical tools for simple things like giving feedback so that you retain an employee instead of driving one away, if we give them skills on how to coach for performance and how to build a team, those middle managers are going to be successful and ultimately save the organization a lot of money. You know, the turnover facts are really quite remarkable. According to Ken Blanchard, up to 75% of employee turnover is directly attributed to that person's relationship with their boss. And so if their bosses come into that position without any guidance, it costs the organization turnover, it costs morale and productivity, and all of those things are at huge expense to an organization. And as well, in those situations, 35% of those middle managers regret their promotions. And why do they regret them? Because they're out there trying to figure things out on the fly. Organizations are lean these days. Their manager may not have the time or the skills to mentor them. We work remotely. Their peers may be in other locations. And a new supervisor, it can be a position that's as simple as someone in an office being responsible for 2 or 3 folks who were their former peers, as well as someone who's promoted into a situation of much greater responsibility. But regardless of the level, that first transition from individual contributor to supervising the work of others takes a whole new skill set that needs some development. And that's my specialty, and that's the focus of my presentation for ASTD in September.
Well, great, Patricia. It sounds really interesting to learn. I'm looking forward to learning more about the problem, and I imagine that you have some thoughts on the solutions. So we look forward to the session. And Sue, before we close, as our new president, would you like to say a few words to our audience about our upcoming year?
Well, sure. First, I'd like to thank Patricia. She's been a member of our special interest group on technology and training for a while now, and it's very exciting to see her bring her knowledge and experience to the table at our monthly meetings. And I really hope that we'll see everybody listening to this information at that meeting. I'd also like to remind people that they can register for all of our upcoming programs right online, and we actually have a special that we're running for our September, October, November programs. When you register for all 3 programs at one time, you actually will save $10 in your program registration fees. So rather than paying $20 for each program over 3 months, you would pay $50 for 3 programs over 3 months. So hopefully some of you will take advantage of that, and we'll see you soon at our programs.
Thanks, Sue. And Patricia, thanks once again for joining us and giving us a little flavor of what you're going to be discussing in September.
My pleasure.
And thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this month's teaser. We hope it will inspire you to join us for the full program on September 16th. We look forward to learning, networking, and sharing with you this month and during our future programs. Till then, take care.